The CDC says it's open to using those antibody tests to get Americans back to work if the results can prove that employees are immune to the coronavirus. Right now, antibody tests only determine if you've had the virus, but in a time when so much is unknown, the tests have given closure to some who were previously sick, who didn't have answers. And that includes our own Jericka Duncan and Michelle Miller.
I knew I wasn't feeling like myself. So with everything that was going on, I thought this probably is a good time. I'm early enough in this pandemic to possibly get a test. The emergency room staff there told me that they had a short supply, and that was after waiting for almost 4 hours for them to tell me to go home and act as though I had coronavirus.
I woke up with a splitting headache, a backache, and just this incredible fatigue. And it took 3 days for me to try to get a test. I couldn't get one either.
Like many Americans, neither myself nor Michelle could get tested for COVID-19 back in March. We were told we didn't meet the CDC guidelines, or there were simply not enough tests to go around. To date, roughly 12.5 million coronavirus tests have been performed in the U.S., according to the COVID Tracking Project. At most, that's enough for about 4% of the population.
You tested positive.
Weeks after falling ill, both Michelle and I turned to a telehealth company to help us get antibody tests.
Your body produced antibodies to fight the virus off.
Because at the time, in April, those tests were hard for us to find.
I called 5 of my doctors. None of them had the test. I went to 3 places that did have the test. I could not get the test from them. But to be quite frank, we were able to get a test because,
we were advocates for our own health.
This week, the CDC addressed antibody testing in the president's plan to reopen America. It says those tests may play a role in a back-to-work strategy if they can be reliably linked to immunity. But it also emphasizes there are many unknowns about the testing. Those unknowns have researchers at the University of Minnesota recommending against using antibody tests in a workforce setting for now. Authors of the report out Wednesday expressed concern about accuracy and if a positive test actually means you're immune from the virus. While it's unclear if antibodies confer immunity and if they do, how long it could last, experts say the results can bring peace of mind.
Please do draw some reassurance, reduce anxiety, gain knowledge and understanding from these test results. But don't trust them 100% to suggest that you're off the hook in terms of protecting yourself or protecting others.
All bandaged up? Took less than 2 minutes.
I just wanted an answer, and I do have to say, I do feel better knowing that I have tested positive for the antibodies.
Having it and surviving it, I just feel somewhat empowered, although I still social distance and I still wear masks and I still wear gloves when I go outside. I feel better knowing I had it.
Private labs like Quest and LabCorp have been pushing to get more of those antibody testing out there. Those 2 labs combined have done more than 1.5 million tests, antibody tests. And really, Gail, this is about connecting too with the very people that we are talking about, talking to. There has been no other time that I've ever felt so connected when we say that we are all in this together.
It's so true, Jericka, and I have to say, I envy you and Michelle. I took the antibody test. I was negative, which means I've had no exposure and haven't had it. And I was so disappointed because I, too, was feeling something, and I thought, maybe I've already had it and survived it. So I'm really happy that you guys got the results that you wanted. I'm a little jealous, too, but glad you all are okay.